Welcome back to Sarah's Bites, everyone. Today we're going to be making one of my favorites, chicken fried rice. Start off by doing the sauce and we'll just get that set to the side while we prep everything. This recipe moves super fast, so prep everything ahead of time. You're going to mix together 2 teaspoons of oyster sauce with 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce. If you use regular soy sauce, definitely cut down on the amount of salt that we put in there later. When you're done mixing these two together, go ahead and grab some fresh ginger, peel it, and grate 1 teaspoon. I do not recommend adding more than 1 because ginger is already a very strong flavor as is, and you don't want it to overpower all the other ingredients that you'll add to the dish. Next up, grab 3 to 4 garlic cloves, peel them, and chop those up very finely. I'll have all the ingredients listed below in the description as usual, and you guys can also go to sarahsbites.com if you want to just read them off, since this recipe is so much faster and just sort of prep for everything ahead of time. Now we'll go ahead and prepare our onions so that we can just throw all of this into the wok when we are making it. I had a shallot lying around in my pantry, but shallots do tend to be harder to find in grocery stores and they are a bit more expensive than a regular onion. So if you do not want to use a shallot, just substitute for a small onion, and you're just gonna sort of chop that up. No need to mince it or finely dice it or anything like that. Just go ahead and chop it up. When you're done chopping up your onion or shallot, go ahead and grab some green onions. This is totally up to you as far as how much you want to use. If you are a big green onion lover, or if you're not, leave them out. Sort of however you prefer, like your usual chicken fried rice dish. I love a ton of onions in mine. So as you can tell, I grabbed quite a bit, about 4 to 5. Cut that down to how much ever you like. It's really preference based here. Next up, we'll grab all of our veggies and prep those in one big bowl. I grabbed a handful of green beans. You guys can absolutely leave this part out. I just wanted more variety in my chicken fried rice, so I grabbed a handful and diced those up. And then what I actually used was a frozen bag of peas and carrots. And yes, I know I should not be using frozen because fresh is better, but truly I do not see the difference. I let these thaw out in the fridge all night and they taste like fresh peas and carrots to me, so I added 1 cup total. Now, it's not the norm to add bean sprouts to chicken fried rice, but I love bean sprouts, so I went ahead and also added a handful of those. Then you're gonna grab 3 eggs and scramble those up because you do want to make sure they are very well scrambled before we throw them onto the wok. Next up, you're gonna grab 2 medium to large chicken breasts. You're gonna wash them, pat them dry, and just trim off all those nasty parts, and just go ahead and dice that chicken up before we cook it. I have also made the chicken breast whole like this. I just found that dicing it before cooking it gives it a little bit more flavor. And if you're not a big fan of chicken, you can go ahead and do this recipe as veggie fried rice as well, and it will be just as good. This next step is completely optional. I toasted a 1/4 cup of sesame seeds to add in the end because I love the smell and flavor of sesame seeds. Completely optional. Leave that out if you guys don't have them on hand or if you don't like them. Definitely not a big deal if you leave these out. Now go ahead and grab your wok and you're gonna heat it up, and then you're gonna add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, and we're gonna go ahead and scramble the eggs. Now these eggs are only gonna take about 30 seconds, so just keep mixing them on high heat and do not overcook them. Transfer the eggs onto a spare plate and make sure you turn that burner all the way up onto high heat as you pour 1 tablespoon of sesame oil into your wok or pan. Go ahead and add your onion or shallot and stir for about 30 seconds, and after that we'll go ahead and add the chicken. Let the chicken cook with the onion about 5 minutes or so, especially if your pieces are pretty small, and just be sure to stir very frequently to get all the sides. After 5 minutes, go ahead and add the ginger and garlic. Get all that mixed up real quick and add your veggies in. Stir everything together again and leave it in the wok for about a minute. You don't want to overcook the veggies because they do end up becoming too soft inside the chicken fried rice. Go ahead and sprinkle about a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper and a 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. You guys can add more or less depending just on how much salt or pepper you like inside the dish. Go ahead, add 3 cups of plain white rice, and I use jasmine Thai rice that I just boiled the morning of making this dish. So it was not overnight and it was not cold. It was just sitting at room temperature for a few hours before I made the dish. Go ahead and add the sauce on top and just start to break that rice apart a bit and mix everything very, very well. And last but not least, add in your eggs, your green onion, and sesame seeds if you choose to use them. Now that all your ingredients have been added and combined, stir fry everything another 30 seconds and no more than that because everything is already cooked through and your chicken fried rice is ready to be served. And that's it, everyone. If you'd like to see more videos, consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a thumbs up if you like this one. And if you guys do try the recipe, please let me know how it turned out. And if you do have any recommendations for videos, also let me know in the comments below. See you guys in the next one.